All right, so today's episode is going to be about value for money. That's where this device comes in. It's called the Infinix NOTE7. They wanted to sponsor a giveaway. Just head over to my Twitter account. All the details will be there at Unbox Therapy. You're just gonna have to retweet a tweet and that's it. You may not have heard of this brand. They've been popular in certain markets. Now they're branching into even more markets. This is a smartphone that's around 200 bucks. 200 bucks. Now, value for money, it's become way more competitive these days. People are always hitting me up with suggestions. Please feature this phone. I have this much to spend on a smartphone. I'm in this particular country. Believe it or not, Unbox Therapy, it's a global audience. And so it's becoming harder and harder to figure out how to find that right cost to performance. Where does it live? One thing I can say, this spec sheet for around 200 bucks, you're talking about 128 storage, you're talking about 6 gigs of RAM. You're talking about a front-facing camera in the hole punch style, which, well, we've seen this on many flagships in 2020. A 5,000 milliamp hour battery. You guys know I'm a big battery guy. I love a big battery, and I was actually a bit disappointed to see some of the flagships this year stay around the same battery capacity. I'll take 5,000 if I can get it. Thank you very much, sir. It's also got Android 10, 16 megapixels on the front, 48 megapixels over on the back. Now, you can't get any Snapdragon love for this kind of price point. You got to adjust the expectations, as I've told you in the past, relative to the price point of the device that you're looking at, but you do get a Helio G70 processor. And now, another interesting thing they've done on this device, they put the fingerprint scanner over on the side, and that is the look. Let's go ahead and zoom in real quick. It's a bluish, tealish kind of geometric thing going on. You have a quad camera layout in a circular fashion. We've seen something similar from other brands in the past. The whole thing has a fairly premium vibe to it. Bottom of the device is going to have your USB port, and yes, it's even going to keep a headphone jack, believe it or not. The less you spend, if you go for the value point, they give you more things in the box. I've told you this in the past. It's like when you go to a restaurant that's too fancy and you leave there hungry because they gave you the plate with just a couple of little items on it, couple mini cabbage type shrubs on there. Then you go to the home cooking spot and you leave full in the belly. You see how that works? You go for the value proposition and all of a sudden you're getting a case. You're getting, well, look, they even got headphones in there. A screen protector's in there. You see, it every single time, that's the way it goes. And this one's an 18-watt quick charge, which is kind of surprising. At least it surprised me because this device only features micro USB. It's not Type-C. That's one of the things I wish that it had on it. But again, 200 bucks. But you're still getting 18 watts on the charge for the 5,000 milliamp hour battery. So that's your first glance at the display. It also gives you a look at that hole punch cutout up in the top left corner. This to me is probably the least distracting implementation. You've heard me say this on previous devices. Put it up in the corner, then when you're watching a video, it's not such a big deal because there's typically, you know, within the video, there's usually not too much that's down in that corner taking up space as opposed to something that's more central. So something I was wondering was just how snappy it was gonna feel with that Helio processor. I don't have much experience here. So much of the stuff that pops up is at a higher price point on Unbox Therapy and it's running Snapdragon, but in around the OS, it seems okay. Reasonable. Launching YouTube, the speed that you're gonna get there, man, it wasn't too long ago I was messing with a $200 device and it was feeling like a $200 device, if you know what I'm saying. Not so much anymore. Fully scaled up, so now you can get a better idea of this hole punch style cutout and how that looks for a full screen video. And also I want to test out the audio real quick.
World's most expensive, most premium toaster. It's a whole different concept for how to toast bread, treat bread. And then I said, you know, the only way to really analyze this thing, what could be the world's most expensive toaster, is to put it up against the standard inexpensive toaster. This is a Proctor Selects Traditions. I just bought this at the Canadian Tire for $13.
Honestly, that was what a fun video. What a fun video. Blew my mind. World's most expensive toaster. You gotta go check that one out. Yeah, it's not the loudest speaker. This is the theme of the video. It's value for money. It's $200. You can't expect to have $1,000 performance. It'll do the trick. So there's also a face unlock feature built in. It's gonna be optical from the front camera. I'm kind of curious about it, so I'm gonna give it a try. I like the fact that they give you the option right away to skip the lock screen and go straight into the OS. Some manufacturers make you dive into the settings menu after the fact, but this is the way I prefer it for speed. Oh, that's not bad. That's pretty quick, actually. You guys see that? Hold up. That's pretty quick. Pretty fast face unlock, all things considered. Now, what about the fingerprint? So that one's in. Let's give this one a shot. Oh, wow. Hold up. That's very fast. Wait, let me use the wrong finger. Nothing. Very fast. Those are some impressive features at this price point. Okay, let's go ahead and snap some photos on here. That's the original setting. It's up to 48 megapixels. By default, that's toggled off. It has a type of HDR mode, which is set to automatic. There's also some different filters, and there's a macro camera. Let's try a little bit of zoom. 2.4, sure, why not? And then let's try this macro thing out. Super macro from a distance of 4 centimeters. Video goes up to 1080p. Let's do a quick demonstration. Okay, we are recording in 1080p right now. The video and audio that you're hearing is via the device, the Infinix NOTE7. This is the trusty remote that has now been the model for the last couple of weeks. All right, so what can we say about this device? Well, it's obviously a player in the value for money space around 200 bucks if that's the budget that you're currently looking in. It also has meaning for the entire marketplace, as I mentioned earlier, pushing these types of features into more hands, giving people at different price points access to things like the hole punch display, 5,000 milliamp hour battery. You add in there what I tested out with the fast face unlock and the fast fingerprint unlock, and it's actually kind of surprising what you can do right now, what you can get right now at this type of price point. So if you didn't know about Infinix before this video, you definitely know about them now, and you certainly will know about them if you happen to win one of these Infinix NOTE7s for yourself. So if you haven't yet headed over to Twitter, go check out the tweet. All you have to do is retweet the tweet. Honestly, more people getting better smartphones because they can afford it. That's a cool thing to me. You let me know down in the comments. Do you think that's an impressive package for the money? If this was available in your region, would you be interested in picking it up? And also, since Unbox Therapy is such a global audience, I'm curious and want to know from you guys, is there a brand I've never featured on a channel before that you want to see up next? Let me know that down in the comments as well.
Infinix, the future is now.